Oh, trivia, trivia, trivia. Now, are y'all ready for trivia? Okay, remember, you got to raise your hand up in the air, and Mr. Daniel's going to call on you. Are you ready? Okay. What superhero is named after a bug? I can't hear a thing.
Let's go with Wesley.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. Good answer. Okay, that's one. Give me another one that's named after a bug.
Let's go with Christy Wade.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Okay.
That's an arachnid.
Miss Taylor goes, that's an arachnid. It's still a bug. My goodness. So we have Ant-Man. We have Spider-Man.
We got lots of hands raised.
Oh, come on.
We got lots of hands raised here, Coach B.
I want to hear some.
Janicia.
Janicia.
Black Widow.
Black Widow. Another type of spider. We got Spider-Man. We've got Black Widow. We got Ant-Man. Somebody give me another one.
Charlotte Wood.
Wasp.
The Wasp Man.
It's a girl. Wasp.
The Wasp. So Ant-Man and Wasp, right? Yeah, they were like buddies. So we got Ant-Man and Wasp. That's 5. That's honestly, I expected to get like 3 on there. You guys did 5. That is pretty awesome. Okay, can somebody tell me?
Gavin.
What?
Hang on, we still got more. Gavin,
What?
you have a different
more?
one.
There's more than 5?
Gavin,
I was thinking of Batman, but then I remember that that's not a bug.
Green Hornet.
Okay.
The Green Hornet.
The Green Hornet.
The Green Hornet.
There's 6. Man, you guys are good. Are there more hands raised?
Anybody else? Nicholas. Nicholas,
Spider-Girl?
you have one?
Spider-Girl.
Spider-Girl.
Spider-Girl. Who knew? 7. All right, okay. We're going to move on to the next question because you guys obviously know your bug superheroes. Whew. My goodness. That's pretty good right there. Okay, I'm going to ask you a golf question. How many golf clubs does it take to play golf?
Christy Wood, or Wade.
Wade 1 or 14. Say 14 or 1. No, he's asking.
14 or 1.
14 or 1. Okay. Both are correct. So 1 is the least amount of clubs that you need to play golf. Like I could go out and play with just my putter or my driver or my 3-iron, but the most clubs I can have in my golf bag is 14. And you can have any combination in there of that amount. I knew a guy that had half of his clubs were right-handed and the other half were left-handed. He played golf swinging both ways. Don't ask me why. It's just the way he played golf. Kind of crazy, I know. Does anybody know the average number of dimples on a golf ball? What? And a dimple is this tiny little indentation in the ball. And that's what makes the ball fly up in the air and stay in the air. Anybody got an idea of how many dimples are typically on a golf ball?
Gavin has an answer. Gavin?
Oh, boy.
1.
There's more than 1. Wait, Gavin, look at this. Can you see this golf ball, Gavin? Can you see all those little indentions? Look at all those tiny little bumps in there.
Chris. Chris, do you have an answer?
50.
More than 50. Come on, guys. I want somebody to get this. There's more than 50.
Wesley.
100.
Higher.
Nicholas.
100,000.
Little bit lower than that.
200.
Little bit higher.
Christy.
That's you.
250.
Almost double of that.
Almost.
Charlotte Wood.
1,000.
Little bit less.
You're really making it work for it.
Give me one more guess and I'll tell you.
Wesley.
500.
Pretty close. Okay, so your average dimples, the average number of dimples on a golf ball is 432. How about that? For some absolutely useless trivia, Coach B is full of knowledge that we don't really, it doesn't matter too many times, but 432 little bumps in here. So if there were 0 dimples on this golf ball, the golf ball would not fly very far. How about that? So when they originally made golf balls, it wasn't until there were a bunch of nicks and dents and cuts in those original golf balls did it start actually staying in the air longer. And then somebody who was really smart said, you know what? I'm going to make a golf ball that has all these dents and cuts and nicks already in it. So they put the dimples in there. That's pretty awesome. Oh, let's check real quick here. Oh, let me run and grab the golf balls. Hold on. Okay. Whew. Now, I want you to look here. Woo! Almost dropped and broke that. So over here in the 1400s, they had a wooden sphere. It was made of wood. So they whacked it and it would roll. Notice there are no dimples in that sphere. Then moving on to the next one, this was called a feathery. So these were two straps of leather, and they would sew it together, and then they would stuff it full of wet goose feathers, and the leather would be wet. And what would happen is when all that leather would dry because it was wet, it would shrink up into a really tight ball, and they would go from there. But now then they went back to this smooth golf ball, the gutta percha, which was a type of sap of a tree that they formed into a sphere. And you can see there's some little like grayish nicks on there. And that's when they started realizing that, hey, I got to do something to the surface. So coming over here, this is a hammered gutta percha. So this one starts having more and more little indentions and stuff in the surface of it, so it would help it fly in the air longer. Oh, and now look at this one. Now they're really starting to get creative with some patterns on here. Really going to help the ball fly so much better in the air. And then finally we get over here to the more modern golf ball. This was back in 1895. Holy cow. So there's all kinds of dimples in that. So what they realize is now that ball is going to fly up in the air and stay in the air so much longer. Sorry. And then they can hit the ball farther, because don't we all want to hit the ball farther? Yeah, everybody's trying to hit the ball a long way. So one of the biggest ways of doing that was improving the golf ball. And even to this day, they try to make sure that we can limit how far a golf ball will actually go, because it makes some golf courses irrelevant. Because the holes are not long enough for the average golf ball. So they could make a golf ball to this day that could fly almost 500 yards. What? That is a long way. So 500 yards a golf ball could fly if the governing bodies of the rules of golf said you can make a golf ball that goes as far as you possibly want. But that doesn't make the game very much fun and fair. So they try to keep it very limited to how fast and far a ball can actually go. Same thing with the equipment. Originally, it was just made of wood. Then they changed it to metal. Now they use materials like titanium, which is super strong but super light, which makes the ball go even farther. It makes it easier for it to go straighter and farther and higher and all those good things. So technology plays a big part in golf. So even if you weren't going to be a professional golfer, you could have a career in golf. You could be an engineer. You could design the next amazing, super awesome golf ball or golf club that helps people play golf even better and have more fun. Sounds pretty cool, right? But this was a pretty neat little history of the golf ball. I'm going to set this over here. Hopefully I won't drop it and break it. Almost did that earlier. Not too good. Okay, so as we start talking a little bit more, we got probably a couple more weeks of classes going on, and then summertime's going to start, and we're going to get back out and start having some fun. Raise your hand if you're ready to get back out and have some fun in the classes. This guy right here, I cannot wait to see all your smiling faces back again, because that's when we start having the most fun, of course. So, back to trivia question, because I was on trivia and I got off on a tangent about the golf ball because I think it's pretty cool, right? But the first thing they ever whacked with their staff was just a rock, and then they went to the wooden stuff. So kind of cool, kind of cool. Does anybody know who is going to play golf this weekend on TV? Hopefully it's not me, because I'm not going to play golf on TV. Phil Mickelson, Dustin Johnson, Ricky Fowler, and somebody else is going to play golf. So if for some reason the weather turned bad and you had to be inside, turn on golf so you can watch them play golf. Start getting that bug, like, oh, I can't wait to play golf again. Get that going really good. But if it's nice outside, maybe you could get to a golf course somewhere and go practice a little bit, play a little bit, hit some putts, whatever it takes. So remember, once again, we're going to do a real quick instruction here, wrap this thing up, send you guys on your way. So once again, I want the arms hanging down nice and loose from the shoulders. So now look at this. See, these are my hips right here. If my hips are way up underneath of me, do my arms hang out in front of me? No. So watch this. I'm going to take this right here and I'm going to push this back. And now I'm going to let my arms hang. See how they hang way down in front of me here? That's where you want to grip your putter. So when I go to hit my putts, my arms are hanging down in front of me like this. So now I can swing this back and forth. Kind of like an elephant's trunk. Yep, elephant's trunk, swinging back and forth. And that's going to roll the ball. You can get out there. Hopefully you can compete with your mom and dad, brother, sister, play a little hide-and-seek putting, and then have a little fun inside and get outside and have more fun. Okay, does anybody have any questions for me?